Hello Global Gladiators, we're back with Street Masters Rise of the Kingdom, and today we're going to take an in-depth look at one of the fighters, Gabriel, and see how to best use his deck. His fighting style is a mixed martial arts grappler. There are references to the Gracie family, so that's the brand of jiu-jitsu that we can assume he uses. At the end of his preparation, he becomes an absolute monster of defense. If you take a look at his card, the first thing you can notice is he has one of the lowest amounts of health. This means you have to really take care of him in the beginning, and it takes a lot of power to flip his card to the charge side. But when that happens, he hits everybody he's engaged with and can keep hitting them as long as you have cards in your hand. Speaking of cards in your hand, there are two must-haves in your opening draw: Gracie Master and Ground Fighter. I would always suggest that your opening card should be Gracie Master because that will help you start getting defense tokens. The next step should be Ground Fighter because that will also help you get some defense tokens when you're engaged, but more importantly, it'll bring strike cards back into your hand. Those strike cards are going to get used up every time you do your normal attack. Let's jump to an example a couple rounds in the future to see how all of this works together. Following my own advice, second turn, played Ground Fighter. The first thing we're going to do is exhaust Gracie Master. That means that we're going to get 2 defense tokens because we're engaged. And then we're going to start with our regular attack, which is going to set off a chain of other strike cards. If we are smart, maybe we'll be able to get off a couple. The attack is for 2. That's 2 hits and 1 defense. I could make the target of this attack either the Marionette Doll or the Mountain General. I'm going to show you guys something very interesting that happens. If you look at the Marionette Doll, she has punch tokens. She doesn't have any grapple tokens, and my attack is grapple. But because of Gracie Master, I get to convert that to general damage, which means I get to eliminate all of her defense tokens before doing her damage. That's going to be important in a minute as I try to chain the strike cards together. And looking back at my card that I did the attack with, I get to keep that punch token that we pulled off of her. We're going to immediately use that to use a strike card. Strike cards are typically a small attack with a small cost to have another small attack come after it from another strike card. The first one we're going to use is a Hammer Fist Hold, which is going to allow us to steal a punch token from the Mountain General, then attack for 1. Then we're going to be able to do another attack with a strike card for the cost of 1 power. The Hammer Fist Hold goes for a crit, so we'll get 1 more. Then it's a defense, so we'll do 1 damage. The token that we're going to steal from the Mountain General is going to be one of the punch tokens. Now we have a grand total of 5 defense tokens. That's more than both of the enemies. That's important because Knife Hand Strike requires that the target not have any defense tokens left and still be alive in order for you to return this to your hand. That allows you to keep attacking. You also get a bonus of 1 extra damage dice for having more defense tokens than your enemy. We're going to go ahead and roll for 2 against the Marionette Doll. So we get 2 hits and 1 defense. Because this card is a punch, we'll get a punch defense token. Because she didn't die, it's going to return to our hand. There's one more thing we can do here. We just used a strike card when we did the wrist lock hold. The next thing we'll do is exhaust Ground Fighter. That will allow us to take a strike card from our discard pile back into our hand, refilling our hand. Finally, we'll just discuss the strategy for subsequent turns. Whenever you see Gracie Master, you can stack them. There is no star next to Gracie Master like there is on Ground Fighter. That means you can get up to 6 defense tokens per turn. You can gain back 3 health. And every time you do an attack, exhausting Ground Fighter will keep you supplied with whatever strike cards are useful to you at the time. If you have any comments, feel free to send them along. If there's a fighter you'd like me to go in depth with, put that in too. As always, I'm using the sound from Triune Films, their Cinema Toast Crunch blend.